Okay, this is a video for task 3 of Unit 39. If you haven't done so already, what I would suggest that you do is open up a workbook. This one's in Excel, but you can do it in Google Sheets. All right, and then open up 4 tabs and rename them. So you have task 1, you've got task 2, you've got task 3, task 4. So task 3 gives you 40 different numbers, and this is for presenting and interpreting basic statistical data. It says 40 steel shafts are machined and measured with the following results. Now I've randomized mine, so as you can see in this formula, you do not randomize yours. The only reason I've randomized mine is so that I'm basically not giving you the answers or the direct answer. So what you need to do, you have your table, so create your table of numbers. From that table of numbers, it then asks you to use 2 methods for displaying the above data in a more organized form. How you do that is completely up to you, but this is the method that I would suggest. The first one is to take all of these numbers and put them into a single column, like so. All right. Now, just like every other good Blueprint presenter, this is one I've prepared earlier. So we've got the material, and then you've got the different numbers, and so on and so forth. Now, because mine are randomized, one of the items that you have to find, the mode, won't work on this. All right, because it's randomized. However, there is a workaround, so don't worry too much about it. Now, from this, because your numbers are going to stay static, they're not going to move like mine. You can either work directly from this table here, or from your new table. But the second one is asking you to determine the mean, the median, the mode, and the range of the dimensions. So the first one is the mean. For those who don't know what the mean is, it's the average. And the way that you calculate the average, so if you're calculating this on paper, you take all of your numbers, all 40 of them, add them up together, and then you divide by 40, and that will give you your mean, or the average. The next one we have is the median. Okay, that is the middle. So again, you would take all of your numbers, add them all basically add them all together, and then somewhere around the 20, because it's 40, so around the halfway point, you will end up with your median. In this case, it's 25.02. The next one, all right, is the mode, basically the most. And as you can see, it doesn't work. And the reason why I've said it doesn't work is because my numbers are all randomized. The last one is the range. Now the range is pretty easy. You take your highest number and you find the lowest number, and then you take the lowest number away from the highest number. So in this case, it's the maximum of your chart minus the minimum of your chart, and it will give you this. All right. So the next bit we'll go on to is the mode. Now I've just randomized a load of numbers here. So from here, it won't work on this one, but on yours, which are sort of static numbers, they're not going to change. You literally grab those numbers, close the bracket, and there it will give you your mode, or the mode of those numbers. All right. Now the next thing we have to do is you have to find another method. We've already done one method of displaying the data. We now need to create another method. Now to do that, you need to insert some form of chart. All right, you can do two types of charts. You can do a frequency table if you want, and then from the frequency table you can then do a histogram. Or if you want, you can do just a histogram. It's completely up to you. Or if you want to, you can create a pivot table. Right, so this, we want all of this data. We want to put it into an existing worksheet. So we'll click on O, for instance. Sorry, my mistake. Click on this cell here and we'll put it into O. And then click OK. Now it comes up with this box. Do not panic. Ideally, you should grab the material as well, and it will give you that as your title. You'll put that into your axis, and then you'll drag it down and you'll put it into your values. You then close it. And then you created your histogram. It's got obviously the sum and all the other ones, and all these other bits and pieces. You can right click and delete them if you wish. But what it will give you is an image of how many pieces and particles you've got. Alright, so you'll be able to identify your mode, the mean, and so on and so forth from this table. Now the last bit is a percentage of scrap, and the actual question will tell you that the shaft has been machined to a finished length, and it will give you that finished length. And then what will be the percentage scrap produced for one shaft if the mean diameter is used and the shaft is produced from a blank of, and then it will give you a length and a diameter. Now this had me slightly foxed, because the answers that I came up with did not come up with the answers the answer that they gave. The question is slightly wrong. What it's actually asking you is, in total, how many parts are scrap? But it doesn't give you a tolerance. So therefore, to ensure that you hit the answer, or the rough answer that Excel want you to produce, what you need to do is you need to use a tolerance. And the tolerance is 0.02. That's what we're going for. So when you calculated your mean, any number that is above the mean plus 0.02 and the mean minus 0.02, all right, you can discard those. So anything greater than those numbers you can discard. That should give you a percentage. To calculate that percentage, it'll be the number of scrap divided by the number of objects you've got, which in this case is 40. All right, so whatever number you come up with, you divide that by 40. That will give you your percentage scrap. The method that they're asking you to do there is basically you would have to calculate the area of the cylinder. Then you would calculate the area of the material that has been removed, or the area that is left, and then minus one from the other. But when you do that, it does not give you the percentage rate that they are looking for. All right, and it's out by, I think, 17%. So therefore, the question that they're asking doesn't tally with their answer at all. All right, so you do basically go through your list and find out how many are scrap, don't meet the criteria. Divide one by the other, and then produce your answer. All right, so hopefully that will help. If you've got any questions, then feel free to email me. All right, or if I'm teaching you during the week, feel free to just ask me questions during the sessions. All right, good luck.